What up?
What's good?
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the world's finest. How y'all doing?
Feeling pretty great. Pretty Furiosa.
Pretty Furiosa. Yeah.
It truly was a Furiosa Mad Max Sega.
Yeah. So welcome back, y'all. Hey, yo, you already know what it is. Two movies. Well, not two movies. Furiosa. First of all, we're gonna talk about Furiosa in the epicness that movie is, because that shit was fucking fire, like literal fire. And then we're gonna talk about a little show that we all watched. That sort of even though I did have high expectations for it, like lived up to that shit, and also like made me tear up like a bitch. So like X-Men 97. Yo, hats off. That shit was fire though.
Yeah, take your hats off.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not.
Actually, this is so to my head. I don't actually wear it.
How
I didn't think it was that funny.
It was.
Hey, well, yo, when you wore it to the interview, how did they react to it? And when they said, "What's up?" and you're like, "I just can't take it off because it's."
Yeah, they're like, "You're hired. You're weird. You're hired though."
How y'all doing, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Life's been kind of weird, but
forgive us. We are all dying because it's 1,000 degrees in each one of our, and we live in different parts of the country.
Yeah,
and we're all like
we're in the same house.
On my way, like a 6-bedroom penthouse, and we're just like, that's how we stream.
Yo, that's the dream.
Yeah, that is, with no air conditioning.
Yeah, we spent so much money on the house, we can't afford it.
Yeah, we can't afford to pay to keep ourselves cool. But
I'm always cool.
I was born cool.
Any hooser.
Yeah, for real. What y'all want to start with, man? X-Men Furiosa.
Let's see.
It is hard.
Let's spend an hour deciding.
Yeah.
Let's just stare longingly at each other.
How's it any different from any other day?
Let's see. Maybe X-Men because
yeah.
Maybe X-Men because I feel like there's probably less to say since it's been over for like
a good little bit.
Like a week?
Is
it like a week or so?
Yeah. A little bit over.
All right, good.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second. I mean, for more than a second. We're going. There's
one.
Once we start talking, this is it's gonna go for a minute.
Great.
But
great show. All right, next time.
Right. Peace out. See y'all later. Peace. Nah. So X-Men 97, y'all. That shit got announced a bit ago, and of course, it didn't matter what you thought about that. You're like, okay, so it's coming. But wait, what?
I almost started drinking.
Oh no!
Oh no! But I'm tripping, y'all. It's really hot in here. I'm like,
it
sweating.
Is. I know.
You have like a fan you can turn on or something?
Not one that won't sound like I have a turbine engine behind me when I'm.
It's all good.
Well, they won't
rather that than you pass out or something.
Nah, I ain't gonna pass. I'm good. I got plenty of water. I got some cold water right there to refresh. Yeah. The old guzzler here.
All right, X-Men 97. Let's see. Really?
Probably the greatest animated show I've ever seen in my entire life. That's
oh, wow.
Hands down number one show. Yes, movie. It's not a movie, but I would say as far as animated series go, there's a lot. And I'm an older cat, so I've seen a lot of shit. This is by far the best that I've seen in my entire life. It is that fucking good. What?
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Nice what?
Go Bears.
No, you just said you were an old old guy, and
yeah, I'm an older fella.
Yeah, it's true.
It's an understatement.
But I agree with you. I think it's like you said, like high expectations, but they just kind of like even more so like when you're watching it, because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be a fan of the animation, because like the trailers, it was like some stuff was like, oh, I was like, that looks cool, but parts
Yeah.
like not quite sure. But seeing it in the actual show, I was like, oh yeah, this is dope.
Well, that's like tough for you too, because you don't love animated things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind
I'm
of.
an adult.
I'm
Just kidding.
an adult. I'm an adult with a Wonder Woman bus right behind her. It's facts, though.
See you guys.
Hi, Smeg.
The wives in the house say, "Hey, my loves, it's Rachel. Which one? Furiosa 9." Yeah, pretty much. We probably all agree with that.
It's a 10.
Yeah, 10.
Chris Hemsworth.
Anya, 10-year joy.
But no, X-Men 97. Look, from the start, when the very first, because they put the first 2 episodes out there as a sort of premiere thing, from that jump, like they established some shit, and I was like, okay, if they can keep this going for the entire 10 episodes for the entirety of the season, this shit's gonna hit, man. And I think man, they threw some stuff in there that you weren't expecting. Episode 5 is fucking They threw some stuff in there that you probably weren't expecting. They threw some stuff in there that you maybe were looking to see and hadn't seen it. And they just literally gave us there's a reason why X-Men are beloved as comic book characters, just in general, just because they speak to they speak to a lot of people. And I had a conversation with somebody when it was coming, like the sort of the things that X-Men hits on when it's hitting on all cylinders. And it's like it sort of mirrors the world as far as, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Certain people, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some stuff there that it sort of mirrors, and it's always done it well. It's always done it, with sort of like people who step in and sort of when they have little series in the books and things of that nature, step in the draw or write or whatever. The X-Men have always been, no matter what they look like, they spoke to people. They speak to a lot of people, not just comic book fans, but it's sort of the voice sort of gets louder than that when it comes to it. So look, the series hit everything. They didn't hold anything back. They didn't shy away from certain topics because it might seem like it's, in today's sort of language, that it's not something that people want to talk about, or watching an animated series. They didn't care about any of that shit. They was like, yo, this is what we're giving y'all. And I don't think they tripped, misstepped or anything along the way. And I think also once it got to the end, it was like everything that we've done thus far to get to this point, we're not going to apologize for any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. And the way they left us was pretty dope. So we'll go through it a little bit. I'll just say this, like I just mentioned episode 5. Obviously, we all know that, and there's spoilers in here. Gambit, that was that episode where Gambit was like, it's Gambit, and he's like, remember me, and just fucking went ham on them dudes. I think that's, even if you didn't know before, that's when you were like, oh, they for real. These people, they whoever made this, y'all for real. Y'all really gonna go there. So I think that's for me. I mean, look, for me, it hit me differently than the show did, the 90s show did. When I've watched the first episode, I was like, because when the 90s show came out, I mean, how many years ago? I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I was a younger cat when I watched that and loved it just the same. But once you get a little bit older and sort of some of the themes they deal with, you see like, oh, I see where y'all are going with this stuff. I think it was, man, I almost want to rewatch that shit, like
Yeah.
from the start. So, whichever one of y'all want to go, man? Just how did it? The first few episodes, how did that shit hit you? Like just that effect of having not seen an X-Men cartoon on this level in a while. How did 97 hit you like off first rip?
I watched here and there like the old show, but I haven't watched it all the way through. That's been, I wanted to do that before I started the new one, but then I was like, that's too much to, I don't want to rush through it. And I feel like I'll appreciate it more now if I go back, and watch the original now that I've seen 97. But I think what you were just saying, Anthony, of like being younger, and not that we couldn't appreciate it, but just
you're just like, oh, cool, fucking Rogue just murked his ass. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's how
exactly.
you looked at it at that. Yeah.
But like now, there were some scenes and some dialogue in 97 that I was surprised was like on Disney Plus, and I appreciated that they allowed it to be more adult, like they allowed the product to grow with because a lot of people who are tuning in were like, well, I've seen this when I was 10, 15, however old you were back then. So it's like, I don't know, like it's almost like, don't talk to me like I'm a child, just show me the actual like real world shit. And they didn't hold back with whether it was language or character deaths or just overall like I don't know, overall themes. I thought that it was really well done, and it's definitely up there for me for like top animated shows. And I thought they did a really good job of. I feel like Cyclops hasn't gotten a lot of respect, mostly because of like the movies didn't do him the best. And so I liked how they, very early on were like, no, this isn't Wolverine leading. It's like, there's a reason Cyclops is in charge. So I like that. And it was like, it just hadn't lost its touch, like the theme song, the animation, like it's all the memories just came rushing back. And I thought it was great.
I too thought it was great. Like you guys both said, I feel like it surpasses the original series because it's just way more topical and relevant, especially some of the storylines that they hit on and like the social things that they highlighted. I also think it was cool that some of the original voice actors got to come back, and although like Wolverine sounded kind of like an older dude, I think it worked a lot. Like it worked really well for the character. And yeah, I don't really know what to add other than what you guys said, but I was blown away by it. It's probably like the best thing that the MCU has done in like a really long time.
I would agree.
Because it doesn't have to worry about connecting to a larger canon or anything. It can do its own thing. And I was really surprised when they showed like cameos from other Avengers, like in the last episode, like Daredevil and stuff shows up in Cloak and Dagger. I was like, damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it's just so well done and so well written because, like you said, Joey, like it's not treating us like we're kids. Like it knows its audience, and it knows its audience is like an older crowd now. So it doesn't like spoon feed you things. It's like it's very much like a soap opera drama sometimes, which I thought was really great. Like the stuff between Rogue and Magneto and Gambit. Yeah, that was great. And the episode where Gambit dies is just I cried so hard. I did because it's written so well to where that you know that Rogue and Gambit love each other a lot, but they just don't have like a normal future together. But he's like, oh well, I don't care. I'm gonna tell her how like I'm gonna propose to her basically, and then he doesn't even get to. He died, so that was cool. But no, yeah, I think it's really well done, and it's unfortunate that we don't really know what's going to happen with the writing after season 2 because of stuff with what's his name, Bo DeMeo, which
Yeah, I
if
heard
the
I heard
stuff
he was
is
kind of grimy.
true,
I heard he was kind of grimy. I
yeah,
heard he
if the
was.
stuff is true, then sayonara, dude. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's for sure. Because
yeah,
I
but
was like, wait, what he did?
he was
Oh.
showing what?
Yeah. He's sending them across the office. What?
Yeah. So no, I think it
Yeah.
was so well done, and
Mhm.
it really like raises the bar for, because I mean, I think I can speak for all of us where like the Fox X-Men universe has its shining moments, like it
Yeah,
has
yeah.
really great moments,
Mhm,
and but on the flip side, it also has some really bad ones,
mhm,
and not necessarily at the fault of the creatives that were involved, more so the studios, I think.
mhm.
But I think it really raises the bar of what we're gonna expect from the live action version of the
Oh
X-Men,
yeah.
Yes.
and who knows
Mhm. That
how that's gonna land. I know
that
that they
that
found a writer, but
yeah.
doesn't have a very good track
That's a good thing real
record.
quick to ask you guys, like, what do you think? Like, obviously, look, what route do they go? I think honestly, I think they have a decision because do you follow the animated show route? Some people don't want to see that shit in live action. They want to keep it where it
Which
is, or
is
like what are they going to do with the X-Men live action movie? Are they going to sort of intertwine it between seasons of the animated? Like like
I
that's
really don't know. I
yeah.
don't know because like these iterations of the characters have always been beloved. Like
Mm-hmm.
I rarely ever see someone say something negative about the animated X-Men series other than it's just dated, like the
Yeah.
animation,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like it already has that up against it, and now it
Mm-hmm.
has X-Men 97 up against it.
Mm,
So
That
it's
is
interesting because if you don't follow at least the writing quality, it's already
mm-hmm.
gonna be lesser, it's
Yeah.
already gonna be, I mean, and it's tough because some of these characters I don't necessarily think would work in live action as well. Like Morph is an awesome character,
yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
see how they would be able to translate them super well
Mhm.
to like live action.
Mm-hmm.
And with like what the MCU does, like with CGI as of late and VFX, and I
Yeah.
just don't know. I'm trying to think of how they could even integrate it because I mean I feel like it all really maybe depends on like how well the Fantastic Four movie does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it's like, what is it? Like it's like a different multiverse or something like that.
It's like in the
And
60s or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe they would go a route of something like that if it's successful, like maybe going back and just like
Mm-hmm.
back and being like, oh, this is like the X-Men of whatever, and
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
somehow integrating it to the future. I really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. Excuse me. Just chokes me up. Um, it's
Just
tough
really
because
love the
I just love
X-Men.
the X-Men. No, but it's tough because like you look at it, like the X-Men movie is really lucky that Fantastic Four is going first because
Mm-hmm.
either way, Marvel needs the X-Men movie to be a huge success.
Yeah.
Otherwise, to a lot of people, not the Marvel people who just gobble everything up, but to a lot of people, you will then have made the Fox merger seem not worth it
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because whenever anybody talked about
The
the
Fox
Fox
merger.
merger,
It was
it was
X-Men.
always about the X-Men. It was never about whatever other movies they
Yeah.
wanted. It was always
Yeah.
about we want the X-Men in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, whatever. So many people lost their jobs, all these shut down, all these
Yeah.
weird,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So then if you go and make an X-Men movie that is in any way subpar,
Worse. Yeah.
in any
Than the
way
Fox
subpar,
universe. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
then I don't know what the future holds for the MCU after
Mm-hmm.
that because you took such a gamble on this merger and your only option is to deliver.
Yeah.
Honestly, it would make sense if, like, after Deadpool and Wolverine, if they just restarted. Like, if
Yeah.
they just, this is where this is where it ends. Like, this is where the MCU ends. This is where the Fox universe ends. This is where all of these prior Marvel film universes end. And going forward, it's a new thing. Like, they could start out with the X-Men. They could start out with the Fantastic Four or something. And I feel like that would be way more beneficial to the MCU as a brand than just trying to like go back in time and grab these like castings that like were good for the time and take and bring them in to like a new universe and just like, and like kind of what they're doing with like Deadpool and Wolverine, you know, like I'm kind of on the fence about really how I feel about that movie. But it's just, I feel like, and it's funny because we've all been online for a while, like discussing these things. And I remember when like, Apocalypse came out and Dark Phoenix came out, and they were like, oh my god, the Fox universe is ruining the Marvel brand. It's so bad. There's nothing good about these movies. And now 2024, that's exactly what they're going back to. Like they're like gnawing at their enclosure to get out, to get these like to bring back these old castings and these old movies because their new stuff is not doing well.
No.
So I just think it's funny that like in 2024 we're having this conversation about like it's just funny because at the time when the Fox movies were still around, at the time it was like these are just like a lesser version of the MCU. And now it's like that's what they're going back to.
Yeah.
So just let it be known, we've always been Fox X-Men universe truthers over here.
Yeah,
that is our jam.
Dude, no matter what happened in any of those movies, the only thing I was Apocalypse was a little weird. But that's about
There's
it.
always things about them that are like that are just the movies themselves. I've always viewed them as their own thing. Like every movie is its own thing, because if you try to figure out the continuity, you will go insane.
You're gonna be looking like you're looking like dude. Damn it, I can't remember his name. Dude
the
from
guy,
who's got the damn pimp?
Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. Yeah. Charlie Day was like, let me explain it to you.
Pepe Sylvia.
So like it's just I don't know, just this, it's so hilarious to like go back and think about it and like fast forward to now, and we're still having these conversations, but it's kind of like flipped, you know? And I mean, as long as the MCU X-Men movies are written just as well, hopefully better, and you know, they cast the right people and they get the right people behind the camera. I think
people who absolutely love X-Men, like you gotta have
and we need, like, as much as it's awesome to get like some no-name fresh-faced director to like give them a big opportunity, a lot of the times I feel like when they do that for these like big blockbusters, especially the MCU, their movie doesn't do well, and then you just don't really hear from them after. It sucks, and they need to get someone that's established, that knows how to run a big set like that, and who isn't gonna, I mean, it's Kevin Feige, so who knows, you know, really what happens. But, and the writer, I'm not sure, he did like The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is a really good movie. I enjoyed that movie. But I don't know, it's just sometimes I feel like they already set these movies up to fail. And I mean, look at what's going on with Blade, man.
Bruh. You mean what's not going on with
what's not going on? That is
imagine like a character like Blade is, I mean, he's like so beloved by like so many different communities, and he's such an iconic character. Like the Blade movies started out like franchise, like superhero stuff, you know, like so it sucks to see that it's just basically pretty stagnant. Like it was supposed to come out this year.
It
not
was.
Even they haven't even filmed it,
and they just talk about they're doing they like messing with the screenplay again.
Just make him kill this. It's not hard. It
we
is
we
not
know.
hard.
Hey, look, we
I'm getting my face is getting red, man.
hey, no, no, like, because it's we all know the character of Blade. We know what he does, right? Like for a first outing, even for Mahershala Ali as Blade, all you got to have is him clap some vampire cheeks, bro. He just got to murk some vampires. You know what I'm saying? Clap some cheeks. That's all, man. And then you could start to, if you want to have, that's
nice.
fine.
Send those to me.
Yeah.
My camera froze.
But that's all we need from a first outing. If you want to, if you want to throw somebody from the the Midnight Suns or whatever, in a post-credit scene or something, do that.
Dude, they've got the perfect setup. They literally set up Midnight Suns at the end of Eternals, and they haven't done anything for it.
Yes.
Imagine that he just gets like fed up and leaves, and that's his only appearance.
It seems Kit Harington though, like Kit Harington's the Black Knight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Haven't seen him.
No, don't even know what's going on.
Hanging out.
He said the Blade video game.
Yeah, you're right, dude. You're so right.
Yeah, no, but seriously, but that's literally I don't. And look, I got it. Mahershala Ali, you got that cat coming to your to sort of like to your set.
Give him what he wants. Give him whatever he wants.
Yes,
let him do what he wants.
If the story is if he's reading. It's funny because I don't know if like is he like up on the lore, or is he just stepping into the role? Like has he you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he's walking on looking at these screenplays and
at one point. I think he was pretty heavily involved with some of the scripts.
I know he supposedly got mad last year when they had to redo it again. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It would seem like getting a first movie for Blade off the ground should be the easiest thing in the whole MCU, because you don't, as what I was saying about like maybe Midnight Suns and stuff, you don't have to have that though. You don't, but that's Marvel's way. They're going to make some connectivity in there, but you don't have to have that. Literally, if I watch them slaughtering vampires for 2 hours, bro, let's go. You know what I mean?
Dude, the Blade movie was announced. I just looked it up. The Blade movie was announced in 2019.
Yeah.
2019.
When they brought him out and put the hat on and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
And then
isn't that the same? Wait.
That was when some fan was like, "Make it rated R," and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be PG-13, and you're gonna like it."
And you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. It's certainly not here yet.
Yeah.
Wait,
dude,
was that
San Diego Comic-Con 2019?
Was that the same? Okay, so that wasn't the same one. But what's the one they brought when they brought Brie Larson out as Captain Marvel? Which one was that one?
Oh, that was
17.
I don't know. I fell asleep.
What?
Wow. Let me
As she looks
like 2000. It was 2014.
Was it 14? Holy shit.
It says they officially announced it in October 2014.
I remember she come out. She got a hat just like he did. You know what I'm talking about? Where he threw on the
thing,
Blade.
Dude. They always give him Kevin Feige hats. They're like, you're gonna go bald from this process. Here's a hat.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just wild because, like, as we're sitting here, like, talking about X-Men 97, it feels like it's like such like I don't know, a miracle that it was as good as it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like they maybe didn't think that it was going to be so well perceived because like their other animated show, like What If is pretty hit or miss. And
I watched the second season. I heard nothing about it.
There's a second season?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there is.
When did it come out?
It's been a while.
January, I think. Maybe even before. No. It was Christmas. It was like right around.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
And it was like it was like a fart in the wind. Nothing happened with
Dude,
it.
yeah, because I've been waiting to hear it because like there was like some of the episodes of season 1, I was like, dang, this is cool. Hope to see it like expand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, don't worry.
My
'cause there's-
dumbass has been sitting here waiting for season 2. It's been out for
It's-
half the year.
Don't worry, because
Well,
there's
there's
an
a reason you
episode.
don't know.
There's an episode where Happy Hogan saves Christmas, and it's like Die Hard, and he also turns into like a purple Hulk or something. I don't know. It's really actually fucking stupid.
Yeah, I don't like Happy.
It's not
Hogan.
great. I didn't think it was a great second season. Like,
No.
I think they
And look, I enjoyed the first season. What if I thought, like, for the most part, the what ifs that they sort of proposed to us were pretty intriguing, and they sort of did some things with it. And I was like, oh, that's cool and shit. And then obviously, you know, we got to see Multiverse of Madness, and they're like, okay,
yeah.
some of the stuff
and
that y'all.
I'm so happy that they went with like actual voice actors for X-Men 97 as opposed to like some of the characters in What If.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh,
dude, Bucky
man.
Barnes, Sebastian Stan is the worst voice actor
out
in
there,
the world.
yeah.
He's like, oh no, I'm falling. And it's like, so I'm glad, because I know they wanted to do kind of like what James Gunn wants to do, where it's like the
Mhm.
people who voice him in live action voice him in animated, which is, I guess, a cool concept, but it just
Stupid.
it will never work.
No,
it will
because
never work.
there is a reason why.
There's voice actors and then
Yes.
screen actors.
Yes, there is, because
And you
yes,
can do
they-
both, but you have to be trained on
Yeah.
how to be a voice actor.
And you also have to accept the fact that while I might be fire on screen acting,
Yeah.
I might not be the best voice. So let me ask for some help. A lot of them ain't gonna ask for help. They're gonna be like, ah.
And plus, like, it takes away like jobs from like voice actors. I feel like it's probably cheaper to just write in the contract, hey, you're gonna do like voice some lines for whatever show.
Yeah.
And you know, like they'll just like increase the pay instead of just like giving someone a whole new contract for a whole new. It's just, I'm sure it's just a way to cut corners.
Well, and it was just a way for them to, you know, they knew the fanboys would be like, "Oh my god, that's from the movie. They're actual actors from the movie."
Oh my god, like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, they actually got Glub Shitto.
Glub Shitto, no way. But yeah, so that's the one thing I'm really glad that they got real voice actors, and like I said, some of the original ones, because I can't think of somebody else doing, you know, like Rogue's voice or Wolverine's voice. It would have just felt it would have just maybe felt not as good.
And also, I know you said something about this earlier, Joey. I will say with X-Men 97, and look, it for the most, he is the most popular X. And there's a line in the fucking Deadpool trailer that literally says you were the X-Men. So like Wolverine is for the most part probably the most popular, but I do love the way this shit just pushed him to the side. You know what I'm saying? So just to prove, like, he doesn't have to be front and center for an X-Men story to be intriguing and great, and, like, you know what I'm saying, pull some emotion out of people who watch it. Because there's a line that Magneto says when she says something about damn it, what's the line? You know, where he's getting with the damn it, is she Secretary of Defense? I can't remember, but she says a line to Magneto about, like, allowing a known war criminal to do. He's like, well, y'all let y'all's fucking government do that shit basically every day. And I was like, yo, this shit is hitting on all cylinders, man. All of that, and plus, I think they took the action very, very seriously. It was so detailed, some of the animation, that I was like, man, like, I don't remember it being this good. In
lots of blueprint moments, am I right?
Indeed you are. No. But I think that particular sort of thing with the animation, because there was some shit in there I was like, bruh, this shit looks so a little bit better than some anime I done seen, like, as far as some of the action sequences and just little details. When you know, when we think Magneto is gone, and obviously we see what happens to Gambit, when Rogue emerges out of that shit, the tears. The same thing with when Scott fucking throws his laser beams in that sword at the end of the season, and you can see the tears, like, as he's dude, come on. Those are details that are just like, didn't have to be there, but the fact that they were there, and you notice, me like, yo, they really, 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 really wanted, like, to put their best foot forward when it came to what they were putting out for us for this particular season. And again, like you say, like they didn't know, maybe they pretty much knew that people would like it, but as far as people like sort of wrapping their arms around this show and hugging it like we have, as far as the season goes, they were like, oh shit. So yeah, it probably changes. I mean, I know the second season was pretty much already written and already into production.
Yeah, I think they're just animating it now, I think.
Yeah, the editing process, yeah. So it should be along the same vein with this one.
I'm working on it, so I'll let you guys know when it's ready.
What?
Yeah, what? You didn't invite us on? I mean, we can contribute. Damn.
Yeah, she's Magneto, so
I'm Magneto. You guys can tell these are our Mad
Max names.
Max
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is?
We've been doing this for like over like almost 40 minutes.
Nobody said anything about what's wrong with y'all's names. Yeah. They get it. They get it. It looks amazing compared to Invincible, which needs to. No, it did. I will say that. And look, I'm a big ass Invincible fan. Y'all know I am. This shit was better. It was better. It was better than both seasons of Invincible, like the first and second season. For me personally, as far as an animated series goes, this shit hit all of the every single thing that I could think. I remember after episode 5, I was like, I just watched this 4 times in a row, and I did. I got home from work, and I went to the gym, took a shower, and I sat here and I said, you know what? I'm about to watch this episode. I've heard good things. It went off. I immediately restarted it, and I was like, "No, maybe if I play it again, Gambit would still be alive at the end of the fucking night." But it was just such a good, the way they did it, and that's the thing. Even when it came to the season finale, when it started, you were like, "Is this a scene from back when Charles and Magneto were chilling back in the day, or is this a?" And then all of a sudden, it just unfolds, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Like this shit's going on in their head, and when have you ever seen anything like that done in sort of in an animated setting, like that sort of complicated? Like you have to understand the powers of both these two men to understand like how powerful this entire scene is. Nobody does that shit. They just don't. And that's why it just hit, man. I was floored with the entire thing. And then the finale, as we get to the end, and I mean, you see some apocalypse stuff there and things of that nature. I was like,
dude.
Bruh.
When he takes off his mask and you
Talking
see
to
like
Cable?
you see his apocalypse like mouth.
You see,
and I'm like
his apocalypse.
His apocalypse. Yeah. And then at the end where they go back to Genosha. And he finds Gambit's card, and then he like pans up and it's Apocalypse's face. I'm like,
yeah.
My boyfriend thinks that they'll probably do like Age of Apocalypse, which would be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Because they end up in like different timelines, which it's cool. And I'm like, man, what if they did like a Days of Future Past type thing? That would be wild.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, and when they did it in the X-Men, it was good. When they did it,
Days of Future Past is like peak, man. That is so good.
Oh, I'm not talking about just the live action. I'm talking about when they did it in the animated show in X-Men. They did it before. They did it really well as far as the way it came across. So, man, it was
like a 3-parter, wasn't it?
What's that?
The Days of Future Past
in the animated show.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when I saw that the finale for the first season was going to be a 3-parter, I was like, oh, that's cool. They did that a couple times, like with the show.
Yeah.
I don't know, but y'all got any final thoughts? Because it's,
dude, it's just the more you think about it, just the better it is, and like you were saying, how like the X-Men are so relatable in there's a character for everybody, in any type of gender or race or nationality or disability, anything,
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so good. And I'm glad that it's getting like as praised as it is, and maybe the MCU will take that of note and ignore like the go woke, go broke crowd and just do this, but in live action. And and really just make it a social commentary on, stuff that's going on and is relevant because, there's a lot of stuff going on in today's world that
Mhm.
that the show even touches on,
Mhm.
like gender issues and racial issues, and especially with Magneto talking about, not wanting to see like the genocide of like his people, and
Yeah.
when there's a current genocide going on right
Right.
now. So
Mhm.
I think that they really have a responsibility to represent their fans and ignore the bullshit of people being like, "Oh, well, I just want to see the X-Men fight fucking Glup Shido and
Mhm.
and stuff."
What
And
and
I think that go ahead.
no, I was gonna say they never just fought fucking
Yeah.
whoever.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly. That's the
has
thing, and
yeah, yeah.
so because I really think that to make the MCU as great as it was at one point, that they need to be more mature in what they're showing,
Mhm.
because their audience isn't just like kids anymore. Like
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first Iron Man in movies. I was in middle school,
Mhm.
and to think that like the content that they're putting out is like even like more juvenile.
Yeah.
It sucks. And I'm fucking
Mhm.
30,
Yeah.
and it makes me not want to watch this.
Getting up there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I
I'm
just
the only
think
one
that
in my 20s in the
Bruno,
mm,
Mm,
take your
not
hat
okay.
wrong.
off. Um, but yeah, no, I just think that they have a real responsibility to make the X-Men as important as
Mhm.
everyone knows that they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my spiel.
Nice. Small
Mhm.
little
Thank
side
you.
thing. You brought up like the X-Men, representing whoever, someone relates to whatever character. I've noticed that I don't know if it's because the show, started coming out and it started a discourse or whatever. People have been trying to uh like disprove the notion that like Professor X and Magneto like represent MLK and Malcolm X. And apparently people are finding like like evidence that they weren't, and it's like
Hmm.
okay, but they still can be. That's the whole point
Yeah.
about it. Is they
Yeah.
can represent.
Mhm.
And also, if we're gonna go about like, well, the original intention, let's go to the original intention of Batman. You ever see that fucking doofus? He's this
Yeah.
blonde. He's like this blonde dude with like which is a mask.
Purple gloves.
And
Yeah.
no, like before, like the
Oh
original,
yeah, yeah.
the
Mm.
original, like he's not wearing a cowl. He's just got a mask and like bat wings. So it's like if we're gonna talk about like creations not being able to um, grow and mean more than
Mhm.
what they were originally intended, then that has to apply to all. So just let people relate it to what they want to relate it to,
Mhm.
and
And it's not like a wild assumption,
no,
it's not like
Yeah.
it's not like I'm watching this and being like, "Oh, these 2 characters are, representative of Malcolm X and MLK
yeah,
because whatever reason."
yeah,
They are, and many
Mhm.
creatives, people that have written for the comics and movies and TV shows,
Mhm.
use them as an allegory for
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
So,
because
I
it's pretty it if you know anything about it, it's pretty spot on. It just
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It just is. There was and I'm not trying to give history lessons or anything like that, but it's just both in real life, the MLK and Malcolm X both stood for the same exact values that sort of
mhm,
Professor X and sort of and Magneto put out there. It's pretty much the same. It is. And so like this, it's not surprising that it's been used before, and it's not surprising if it in the future you see it again as far as those comparisons made.
yeah.
It's just people, if you don't know the history and then you can't make the connection, say that. Just don't diss some shit because you don't know, and you
Yeah.
just, well, that's not no, there's no way.
That's not
No,
why they
but
were made. They were just made to fight
yeah.
Sentinels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
which
And
are what
especially when
Sentinels
you
are.
see
Good.
well, especially when you see, like, the backstory of, Magneto. I mean,
Mhm.
it is so important to the character, and it touches on so many big things
Yep.
that it's not, like I said, it's not like it's some wild assumption that it could be an allegory for
Yeah.
Malcolm X or MLK or whatever. As long as it's not like a harmful thing, I think it's fine if people see themselves,
Mhm.
their heroes, or
Mhm.
anyone in these characters. It's like, I know people are always like, well, if it's not a big, like, they try to say that Magneto's Jewish ancestry isn't important to the character, and it could be like Magneto can be played by whoever, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And they're like, well, if that can happen, or if they can gender bend this character and race change this character, why can't a white guy play Black Panther? And it's like, are you stupid?
What? Yeah.
And so it's like there's a very lived experience for a lot of these characters, and of course
Well,
there's inspirations taken.
I always go back to, these can just the X-Men can represent whatever movement
Exactly.
Yes.
anybody wants to apply them to.
Mhm.
Like I always think of in X2 when they go to Bobby's house and
Man, that's
like his
such a good
parents come
scene.
Oh
home
yeah.
and his mom is like, "Have you tried not being a mutant?" It's like how many people in like the LGBT community have
Yep,
heard,
have said
"Have
yep.
you tried not?" So it's like I would be stunned if nobody ever related to that question alone,
Mhm.
from those
Yeah, because
movies.
even if you aren't in the community, I feel like being disabled. Like I just had someone the other day try to say I wasn't physically disabled because like I can move, and they're like, I feel like it's, yeah, it's like, have you
Mhm.
just tried, like, I've been like on a fitness and weight loss thing for a little bit now, and
Mhm.
people like still will comment on my pictures, be like, "Oh my god, fatso, fatty. Have you ever tried just getting up and walking?" And it's like, never thought of that, you know? Oh my
Yeah.
god. But so like I whenever I watch X2 and I watch that, I'm just like, wow, like you feel like representative, like you're saying, like the LGBT community, but there's so many people that
Mhm.
can feel connected to the characters in so many ways.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And to say that like that they're just woke now because, oh,
Yeah.
they just make everything woke now. It's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
tell me you've
Uh,
never read it, or read a comic, or
Mhm.
watched a movie or talked to anyone in real life
yeah.
before
Yeah.
without telling me.
Yeah.
Congrats that the only thing you can cling to is Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like
like, don't get me wrong, I love the character, but
Yeah.
like there's like we've been saying, there are so many other
Mhm.
X-Men and
yeah.
so many other stories to be told that
Yeah.
it's not you can't whittle it down to one person anymore.
No.
You could
And
have
I
before,
think
but now we're not letting we're letting it slide even less.
yeah. And I think that particular line that you mentioned, that from X2 was, I'll never forget that shit because it hit, and it was like, yo, this is for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you see it and you're like, yeah. And that's but basically what we've all three of us have been saying. I think the X-Men are, people can identify with them more than any other comic book characters or
Yeah.
superheroes. Because I mean, look, I'm a big Superman fan, yeah, but can I fly? Fuck no, I can't. You know what I'm saying? It's
You can't?
But you are
but
fly.
appreciate that, homie. Hey, but a member of the X-Men being told by his parent, "Can you just try to not be?" How many people can identify with that shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's it's what we've been saying this entire time. The X-Men is probably the greatest superhero team ever, as far as it when you want to talk about not
Yeah.
just what you've seen them do in the comic books, not just anything for it, the entirety of those characters, the entirety of the reason that they were brought to life, the entirety of like all of that, more people can probably connect with that than anything else when you're talking about like some any kind of media that's based on some comic book stuff, just because the stuff that you see them go through, people go through that shit. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
on a
Yeah.
regular basis. And I mean, you know, you could. I mean, motherfuckers we ain't Batman. None of that stuff. I mean, Batman's cool as shit, but is he relatable to an extent where you're just like, damn, they just threw a milk carton at that X-Men. Shit, man, I seen my uncle get something thrown at him like that because he was black fucking 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of stuff that you could literally see it, and it's sort of like, I can't chill, Drogo.
Well, it's so wide known now, like that it's like I've seen TikToks made about like the civilians in the X-Men universe. Like I saw one that this guy was like, it's like, oh my god, they just saved like a busload of kids and they caught that plane. The plane was falling and they caught it. And he just goes, what a bunch of freaks. What a bunch of fucking freaks. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's the exact same shit. No, I guess look, we're all pretty much we're here. The X-Men 97 was, I would say that we were blessed with that this year. I think that you know, I'm very, very much appreciative of that big he's,
I was like, nobody else is doing it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, cool.
All right. But no, I would say there's also be like he's struggling. No, look, we're not trying to say that like somebody like Peter Parker isn't relatable when it comes to something like that, but
he's basically a mutant, so
yeah, well, yeah, yeah, basically. And speaking of that, I know I've seen some people in the comments talking about the cameos that showed up. And Meg, you mentioned a little bit that was welcome. It's not expected, but very welcome at the end of the, you know, just seeing how the rest of the universe reacted. And I think they probably did that because, you know, if their X-Men is going to be involved in you know, live action MCU, they kind of sort of want to put that out there that they do sort of they're a part of all of this. That being said, it was dope. It was just some cool shit to see at the end of the episode. With that, what y'all think of the real quick before we move, the damn, what was that? What was the thing called to kill Magneto? The thing that they put into place right there at the end of
the Magneto Accords or something.
The Magneto Accords, yes. Yeah. What y'all think about that? That shit was wild, bro. Like I was like, yo, y'all really do it? And then you could see Captain America and both Iron Man both like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do this. Like, we probably shouldn't. And then it was like, nah, we go ahead. And the president looked like he was. Hey, yo, was the president supposed to be that same dude from the first X-Men movie that like turned into a mutant? Like,
I don't know.
Senator Kelly.
Yeah, ain't that the President Kelly, right? That was his last name, was President Kelly.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's like a character from the comics that they just sort of move around in the movie,
or if it was like a nod or something. I don't know.
Maybe it was.
Yo, what if they're
What if season 2?
What if they are like I guess like the end of season 2, maybe the X-Men reform or something like that, or I know they're kind of like teasing X-Force and stuff like that, but like if the X-Men regroup and they're like pissed at the Avengers, right?
Ooh.
And then like season 3, who knows, because Bo DeMeo isn't around anymore. What if they did like an X-Men Avengers type event for the animated show, which would be really cool. I mean, the X-Men and the Avengers have fought before, so oh yeah, I was gonna say that they T'Chaka, the Black Panther, in X-Men 97, which makes sense with the timeline of the MCU too.
Yeah, because T'Chaka dies in what is that, 2012, 11, 12, 13?
Yeah,
when,
whatever.
Captain America Civil War. Yeah. That would be 13. Came out. No, wait.
It was 2016.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, because same year BBS. Yeah. Yeah. That would. That's pretty dope, man. Look, they did a lot. I think no matter what happens, this first season, I really want it on physical. Please put that shit out on physical media. Please
put it on VHSs, please.
Yes, do that. They
did all the teasing for the like the posters and stuff where they had them like on old school VHS tapes. And I'm like,
do that unless you're gonna put them on VHS, man. Please.
And also put them on 4K. So
por favor.
I want them on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K.
Steelbook.
Yeah. Do all
that. Droga, is X-Men 97 follow? I mean, I guess maybe.
I don't remember the Fantastic Four cartoon.
Me either. And do they share the same
That.
timeline as the X-Men show?
I don't know. I don't remember that one, but in closing, it's such a good fucking. They're you think about when this was announced, and you say, "Oh, cool! They're bringing back the fucking dope ass X-Men from the anime show. That's dope."
Mhm.
And then you probably just nodded your head like, "Okay, we'll," because at the time,
We'll see.
at the time, the MCU was kind of like, which direction we going now?" Like when that was announced.
Yeah.
And of course, they've had plenty of missteps, but this one was one that they definitely didn't fuck up on. Yeah. Man, what a tremendous. I don't know, man. They handled, just like when we talk about Gambit or whoever else, they handled all of that shit so well. It's like, man, because the decision to have T'Chaka there instead of T'Challa wasn't his choice to make, and that it came from higher up, so it was a studio decision. Well, which if they're trying to do any kind of continuity in the future, it would
I
have
still
to.
think it was cool. It was T'Chaka. I think T'Chaka's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and his
you win this time, studio.
Yeah, well, yeah, but also he looked cool too. It was an old school like Black Panther.
Meg
like,
is the Kevin Feige stan confirmed.
No, she's. I've never met anybody in my entire life that knew more or was more expertise with the Fox X-Men movies than Meg. Just fucking the X-Men, the expert when it comes to that shit. Which, damn, man. Yeah, again, I don't know.
Oh, watch this. 1 second. I gotta turn my camera off. But 1 second.
Oh.
Watch this. Turns camera off.
She gonna come back and be like, oh, that one.
Ooh, nice.
There. Sorry, my camera's.
Oh, snap! Yeah, that. I used to have.
Don't ever speak to me or my sons ever again.
Real quick before we leave, that the scene between between Jean and Scott and Cable, come on now. You know what I'm talking about? When they talked to me, took them off. He said, "Y'all got the same eyes." I was like, "Come on, bruh." Just great shit. You know what I mean? Just great shit, man. Great shit. So yeah, if you hadn't seen X-Men 97, I don't know what to tell you. Watch it right now. As soon as this is over, go watch it.
Imagine there are claws coming out of here.
Go watch it, bro.
Yo, that shit came out of nowhere.
Imagine
and Wolverine's claws are out like CMPJ. Yo, that was pretty dope. I think, like I said,
I saw MJ. I was like, oh my god, it's Peter and MJ.
Yeah. All of that stuff that they put at the end of that, sort of showing the rest of the MCU react to what was happening. Kudos, man. Like I said again, I don't think there's I can't
just keep reading our names. I'm sorry.
Rage.
I just keep reading our names. It's making me laugh. So.
I wanted to see Howard the Duck's reaction to the X-Men universe, but I guess I have to wait till
fuck myself.
Guess we'll have to wait to season 2 when they take on Howard the Duck.
What? What? Howard the Duck? They're taking him on season 2. He's praying.
That's all I can say.
I've said too much.
Yeah, too much. All right, y'all. So what do y'all think? Wait. All right. I was trying to get something pulled up, and I was looking at it, I was like, is that the right thing?
What do you think?
Yeah. So yeah, so much love. I can a perfect score for X-Men 97. I can give it I can't think of any flaws in that entire show that I would say, man, they should have did this differently. They did it perfectly. And yeah, man. So their X-Men are going to be. Howard's your favorite? Howard the Duck. What y'all think, man? Perfection?
Yeah, it was all right, I guess.
Mid.
Kidding, yeah.
It was mid.
10, man.
X mid.
Pretty woke, am I right?
Yeah, pretty. So what y'all think about Furiosa? Furiosa. Did I sound like one of them Australian girls on the movie that was like Furiosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I thought we were watching a cooking
Yeah, I
No.
thought you
video.
had that on soundboard.
Oh, shit.
Furiosa fucking ruled,
Yeah,
man.
that was awesome.
Like,
That was
Yeah.
really well done.
I think it helped that I watched Fury Road like literally less than 12 hours before I
Mhm.
actually I think I finished the movie at like like 1:30 in the morning, and I had to be up at like 9:30 because my showing was at 11.
Hey, nice.
So
That's dedication.
it's so good, dude, and it just Furiosa, the movie just makes Fury Road that much better
Mhm.
Yeah.
because just the stuff that they explore in the movie, like a lot of like the scene where she falls into the desert after finding out that the green place is no longer in Fury Road.
Oh,
After like seeing that and then seeing what transpires in her life, like how like traumatic it is, and like you go back and watch Fury Road and you're just like, fuck, dude.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like it was already sad in Fury
Yeah.
Road, but
Yeah.
yeah, in Furiosa, you really get the impact of like her actions. It just makes them that much more heroic for Fury
Mhm.
Road, and
Oh
whew,
man.
yeah,
It's also too like I'm watching Furiosa and I'm like, man, she really held on to that hope for the green place, man.
Mhm.
For a long time, because we saw at the beginning of the movie, that's when she's there. She doesn't get to go
yeah,
back, and it's
ever.
like she held on to that shit, and you're like, damn, when she finally gets there, what you were just mentioning, when she finally gets there in Fury Road, it's like, and then when the first time I saw Fury Road when it opened the weekend, I'm like, oh, she gets there, and I was like, damn, that's fucked up. The place is gone, but
Yeah.
it doesn't hit like it does
Yeah.
after you've seen, you know what I'm saying? After you've seen Furiosa, then you're like, oh shit. My bad. Phone was on.
Yeah,
But
because
George Miller's calling him and he's like, stop spoiling my movie.
but like after you've seen sort of how much that place means, and when her mom's, it's make sure you find your way back, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be quite a time before she gets back there. But dope, man. Initial thoughts, Joey?
Yeah, I loved it. I'm still wrestling with like if I think it's, and I don't want to compare it, but
Mhm.
it's hard not to just because it's
Yeah.
a prequel to it.
Mhm.
But I think I might like it just a tad more than Fury Road.
Yes.
But but
Madison, yeah.
overall, like I am a big fan of like worlds like this and world building and just
Mhm.
post-apocalyptic, and I like that this actually didn't answer a ton of questions about like how they got how the world fell, and there's like
Mhm.
um those sound clips that they use. I think it's like almost all the same ones that they use in the beginning of
Mhm.
Fury Road.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because you look at like Furiosa and Max are like the same age, around the same age, right?
Yeah.
So, if she was taken from the green place when she was a kid, and in the beginning of Fury Road, Max was like, I used to be a cop and I used to do, blah, 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 until the world fell. And it's like, wait, you had to have been a kid when she was a kid. So what do you mean you used to be a cop,
Mhm.
So I like that it's leaving a lot of it up to like,
Your own
it's
interpretation.
it's a mix of like interpretation and also like, is Max a reliable narrator? Because
Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
could just be insane, I mean, he
Mhm.
is insane. So it's like,
Yeah.
is he remembering, like what world is he remembering?
Mhm.
And I think Meg, I saw you mention it recently, is like that theory that Max might be that kid from
Yeah, the feral child
from Road Warrior,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
which is like, that's a
Mhm.
good theory. And like that, like carrying on the legacy of like the the Road Warrior that he met all those years ago,
Mhm.
or like these are because they're being narrated,
Mhm.
and this was more narrated by like the history man or whatever they call them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I like that this, again, it could just be open to interpretation as far as like, these are just retellings and they may not be, the most accurate or whatever, because, a lot like X-Men's continuity. It's like you can't try and figure it out, otherwise you're just gonna go insane. But like, I don't know. I liked the world building and the like that shot of the green place right as Furiosa's mom like rides off to go get her, and the shot when they start panning up and you see like the windmills and all that stuff. You're just like, how the hell did this crumble into
what happens? What you see in the
right?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I don't know. It was really well done. I still got to figure out what I want to score it, but yeah, I couldn't really find any flaws. It flew by. It wasn't too long. I thought every character was cast really well, and like there were a few actors had multiple roles, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done, and hopefully we get to see more from this universe. I don't know if that means because obviously this leads into Fury Road, so I don't know where they go from here. But yeah, I'm glad they gave this a green light and everything. I wish more people were going to see it, but
Yeah.
that's
That's for sure.
It's just unfortunate because the Mad Max franchise is just like, we were kind of talking about it backstage, but I mean it's been going for how many years? Like 40 something
years. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously there's an audience for it, and I think a lot of the audience comes in a it's obviously more of a niche thing. Like
Yeah.
Dune and stuff is still pretty general audience like facing with like the castings and stuff, and it's just like a phenomenon right now. It's really, I mean, the books are old, but the franchise, the films are relatively new.
Yeah.
So I think it's new and exciting, and for Mad Max, it's been around for so long, and it's just what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of got a cult following, and I
Yeah.
feel like it'll always have a cult following.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not really necessarily. I don't think George Miller probably cares too much about how much his movies make, because it's you look at Fury Road and it was nominated for a ton of awards, and it won a ton of awards, like prestigious awards,
Yeah. Yeah.
And Furiosa premiered at Cannes or Cannes, I don't know what it's called, the film festival. And it's lauded by critics, and most people that I've seen that have seen it love Furiosa.
Yeah.
And I just think that I don't necessarily think it needs to make a ton of money. I mean, obviously, it would be cool to see it like break records and stuff, but Fury Road didn't make that much money. And unfortunately, I just think that a lot of people are too box office obsessed, whether it is critics or box office obsessed, or the general audience, or film studios. And it's unfortunate because it takes away from the important conversations. Like, how cool is it that Furiosa has her own movie?
Yeah.
And it is like, so like Mad Max has become such like a feminist type of franchise, and especially like Fury Road especially was super it had so many feminist like stories in it, and as well as Furiosa. And it's like such a cool like action franchise, is like female facing. And it, so the conversation of go woke, go broke. I was just talking to my boyfriend at dinner about this. And I think that if Furiosa maybe would have came out like even in 2019, before all of these crazy blue check mark buying weirdos like found a platform where they can grift off of just calling something woke, even if they haven't seen it or digested it or anything. If it would have came out maybe even a few years ago, I think it would have maybe done better. I love the movie. I think it's it's better than Fury Road.
Yeah, I do. I like it better. Yeah.
And it's I don't know. I just don't. I'm so annoyed. Like it's just so exhausting. Like every movie we talk about that comes out, it's like people always want to talk about the box office.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's fine and all, but can we fucking talk about the movie instead? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
it's cool when a movie makes a fucking shit ton of money. Like Dune Part 2 making a ton of money is cool because it's
Yeah.
a good movie, and
Mhm.
I'm happy that the franchise is doing well. But on the flip side, I just want to see cool movies, and
Mhm.
I watch a ton of movies throughout the year that don't make a lot of money. Like I
Yeah.
saw the TV Glow. That movie made no fucking money.
Yeah.
Like granted,
Ain't
it
nobody
didn't
talking
cost
about that one not making money, are they?
exactly. Well, that one didn't cost like $168 million
Yeah.
or whatever. But it's just like, can we just talk about how cool movies are? Like, why do we have? You're not making money from it.
No,
You
none of
didn't
us
pay
are.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the box office conversation is fine. When obviously, like when your favorite thing does well, it's cool. But
Mhm.
I just feel like it's kind of like anti-art to talk so deeply and care so much. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
just
I think you just hit it. It's one thing to sort of conversate about it to a certain, but when
yeah.
you really care,
Like
like,
I've
bro, how
seen
much money did
so
you invest?
many.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, yo, wait a minute. So when the movie went into production, you invested 100 mil in it, or
Right.
oh,
Yeah,
you
like why
didn't?
do I
Like,
care
oh.
about what Jeff from fucking like Florida who works as a highway guy? Why fuck do I care what you think about the box office of a movie?
Yeah.
I don't.
Like, oh,
I don't, and-
WWE stock is down. I gotta sell my shares.
yeah, and it's like it's so exhausting. Like I had to like mute the word box office on my timeline on Twitter because I kept seeing people posting once again blue checkmark people posting like these paragraph after paragraph about why movie theaters are failing and why people aren't going to watch movies, and it's like my theater for Furiosa was packed. Like
Yeah, mine was.
and no one
I was about
and
half full.
why is it always on the audience? Like I get it, movies are expensive and stuff, but like the audience is doing what they can for the most part. So why does it always fall on the audience has to figure out why movies are failing? I'm going to see the fucking movies, so
Yeah.
stop. You don't have to preach to anybody. Like it's so exhausting. Like you go and look at these people's pages and it's like 20 fucking posts about the box office and one thing about a movie they liked.
Be like, yo, did you like the movie though? Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
fire. Then why do you give a fuck?
Yeah.
that I
Who
didn't?
cares?
Yeah.
You got your
I-
money's worth,
I mean,
obviously.
overall, it does it sort of like as much as we look past that overall it does catch up at some point because you're like with this one we probably get another Mad Max movie in a few. I mean, whatever,
It's
because
George Miller, dude.
yeah, dude, and they're gonna be like,
Let him make
oh,
what he
George, yeah,
wants.
they're gonna let him, yeah, and
Dude,
I
there
hope
are
so
people-
because I'll tell you what, man, if that is indeed the last shot of Fury Road between. And look, that we know they fucking hated each other. Like on set. Did y'all see where George Miller tried to come out and say, well, it wasn't that bad? I was like, Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy wanted to punch each other in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or just go ahead and say it, man.
Yeah.
But like, even with that, if that's the last thing we get from this, as far as those two characters are concerned, hey man, great two movies. Fucking, I got home and about an hour after watching Furiosa, I turned on Fury Road. Fucking that's the best.
Yeah.
Like it led right in, and because we all know how we've seen how Furiosa ends, so like it just led right into it, and I was like, wow, this is fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's. I mean, I'm sure going forward, that's probably how we'll all watch them. You're not going to watch, man, probably not Fury Road before Furiosa because of the way that it leads in so good. If that's all we get, then guess what? Those two movies are fucking dope, dude. Those are two 5-star movies that we just that George Miller just made in the fucking desert, and they're absolutely. So if nobody goes to see them, it sucks. But I still think, like you were saying, I think he can make another one. He'll be able to make another one, just because it's George Miller, and probably because he's the only person who can go in the desert and make a movie like that for the budget that he does. Yeah. Nobody else can do it for that cheap because he's been doing it for fucking 40 years. So, like, you know what I'm saying? He can make a movie like that.
Dude, and he's been wanting.
there's ton of underperforming like franchises and directors,
Mhm.
and that especially in the last few years, COVID changed a lot of things, like a lot,
Yeah.
especially with like the
Mhm.
movie making, I should say. So there's a lot of people that made movies during like, or had them released, I should say, like in 2020 to even now, that are
Mm.
bombing,
Mhm.
that are
Mhm.
still getting to make movies. So the box office conversation is fine,
Mm.
but maybe could we wait until the opening weekend is actually fucking
Done.
Yeah,
over?
Yeah.
seriously.
Mhm.
Like,
And it's a holiday weekend too.
I saw posts on Friday about how Furiosa is bombing, and if this was a Max-led movie, if this was a male-led movie, I do not think that the conversation would be as annoying as it is.
Mhm.
So many people are like, "Oh, I don't wanna watch some scrawny chick," 'cause, Anya Taylor-Joy is a very slender woman.
Mhm.
Mhm.
"I don't wanna watch some scrawny chick fight in the wasteland for however many hours," and it's
Gosh,
like,
it was fire.
okay, well, then you're gonna miss out on an awesome movie, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
You'd be like,
I
"Yo,
feel
did you watch Fury Road? Do you like Charlize
did
Theron's
you
character?
yeah.
She was dope, wasn't she?" Well, fucking yeah, that's and they
Yeah.
couldn't have picked dude, let me tell you something. Just a little bit of she was the perfect fucking choice. And I remember George Miller saying that they didn't want to de-age Charlize Theron for this
Mhm.
prequel.
Yeah.
So they went and did the next best thing. Brother, let me tell you something. That I when she got announced as I was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
I was a little apprehensive, but seeing that like the first trailer, I was like, "I'm sold."
Oh yeah,
And then
she
seeing it in the
is
movie, those performances, they're like they
yeah.
Yeah.
it's like
And she
one and the
sounds like her.
same.
She
Mhm.
sounds like her. Dude, there was
There were a couple
Why?
times where I was like, did they dub
wait,
in
did they? Yes, did
did they
they?
dub
Yeah.
in
Well, yeah,
Charlize?
yeah, yeah. No, I was
Yeah.
like, no, she did it. No, incredible. Yeah. So look. Let's leave that part of the conversation, the box office stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Furiosa is in fucking incredible from start to finish. Same style as Fury Road, and sort of when it started, and you're watching this thing, and obviously it begins probably how you thought it might begin because you've seen the trailers or whatever
Yeah.
with her as a young girl and her friend there because she's Furiosa like that. You hear that little
Yeah.
call, whatever. Man, when I tweeted out about it, I said, man, I didn't think when I saw Mad Max, right, or Fury Road, I thought, man, for a Mad Max movie, I've seen all the other ones, great movies. Like, I don't think that and we were talking that movie didn't make much money. And I was like,
No.
I don't think
Mhm.
that even with Georgia, I don't think that you can top Fury Road, because it was to me, it's a perfect film from start to fucking finish.
Mhm.
And then this shit comes out, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like he did shouts out George Miller, because that taking something like Fury Road and going a step above that,
Mhm.
it's difficult
Well,
because
it's
of how good.
wild. You
Go ahead.
think like I can't really think of many prequels that make you appreciate the thing that it's a prequel of even more.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if like you said, like Furiosa ends where Fury Road starts. So
Mhm.
like you could literally like it would be interesting to do
Mhm.
this, but like to watch them all, like both of them back to back,
Mhm.
to see
Mhm.
like if you notice like any like stylistic changes or anything like that.
Mhm.
But it just makes you appreciate Fury Road that much more, because obviously Furiosa's fucking awesome in
Mhm.
Fury Road,
Yeah.
but like the character motivations are a little gray in Fury Road of why she's stealing the brides
Right.
Mhm.
and what she's like, what's the green place, like you hear them talking about this green place but you don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And even her big rig, like
Mhm.
why is she so like, when something goes wrong in her big rig, she's like freaking out, not
Yeah.
only because they're like in a desert getting chased, but like that holds sentimental value.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also, um, just like how she's so clinging to the hope of the green world, because in Fury Road, Max tells her there's no hope, like
Yeah.
none, there's nothing. And in Furiosa, Dementis tells her there's no hope, like stop clinging on to hope. And even after in Furiosa seeing all those things that happened to her, she still is holding on to the hope that there's something better out there. And yeah, I would be curious to think of another franchise that has that type of impact, like a prequel has on its, its sequel, I guess.
Yeah.
I had heard that Furiosa was written before Fury Road was.
See,
I
and that's
I
where
always think, go ahead, Joey.
I was just saying, I thought the same thing as well. Like I was thinking about this the other night. I would like to see, I don't know if, if George Miller has like an encyclopedia or anything about
Yeah,
like the
something,
world
yeah.
or whatever, but I'd love to read that because, I know I've talked to you guys a lot about like the Mad Max game, which
Yeah.
he's talked about wanting to make another one too with
He
Hideo
wants
Kojima.
Hideo Kojima to make
Mhm.
Dude, that'd be insane.
Bruh.
But I really like the first one, and like there are so many ties, to just the world in general that makes you wonder like how, I know George Miller was involved, but like they mentioned like Dr. Dementis a little bit.
Mhm.
The main villain is Scrotus. I mean, he looks different. So there were probably just a few like they took some liberties with George Miller's ideas and whatever, but it really makes you wonder like, okay, that was, the game and the movie were both like in 2015, and then there's also all the old movies, and then this one, it's like this is 10 years in the making, but it all is so flawless, it's seamless, and it makes you wonder like how thought out is this, and how
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you wonder if George has like a map laid out
Yeah,
somewhere where like
yes.
he planned it. Yeah, that'd be
Well,
dope.
Furiosa feels like the story that he's wanted to tell with Mad Max,
Yes.
and like my boyfriend's way more into like the Mad Max stuff than I am, but he even says the same thing, like
Did you like
that.
Furiosa?
Yeah, yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
both loved
We
it.
liked
We liked it. But yeah, so
Yeah.
and he was even saying, and I agree that and Joey, you even mentioned it before, that there's a lot of like kind of fill in the blank with your own like imagination, I guess, like because I viewed the fall of mankind kind of as, how they show all those clips in the beginning, and especially with Mad Max 2, they really hint at like the destruction of humanity happened because of like humanity's actions type thing. And I really feel like the wasteland is just like that times 1,000. Like the the choices that they made in the like destruction of the world, there's like, fuck it, let's just keep being pieces of
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
but also I like how in Furiosa they show you a bit of like the world, you see Gas Town and you see the bullet farm,
Yeah.
and you get to see like the expansion of the world, but just a little bit. And I think that's really cool, and I think it's a really interesting way to tell the story, because if it continues, like if they, let's say if they do end up making a Max story, or if they do a Wastelanders movie, they could expand on the 40-day wasteland war that we kind of see a little bit
Yeah.
in Furiosa, which
Yeah.
seems like a very pivotal thing
Yeah. Yeah.
in Furiosa. So I think that the way that George Miller is telling the story is really cool, and it's really unique, and as much as the story, like the Mad Max story, like the stories for the movies are pretty like straightforward, pretty easy
Yeah.
to follow. Not a lot of dialogue, which is cool. It's a very visual story that you're watching. So to see it unfold in like a kind of way is really cool. I appreciated seeing just a little bit of a glimpse, like you see the green place and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
different tribes of people, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's cool, and it would be a shame if we didn't get to see more, but again, I feel like if it's George Miller, so if he wants to make more, if he thinks that there's more to tell, then
And
You know,
and look,
I don't know how soon after Mad Max Fury Road come out that they announced Furiosa. I feel like it was relatively like.
I
I
feel
think
I
it was
thought
a
it was
few
like
years.
2018.
Oh, really? I thought it was like
was-
fairly soon after. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't I remember. I know it was at least a couple years after Fury Road when I like heard the announcement of Anya was going to play a younger, you know what I'm saying, instead of them
It
sort of
says in July 2010, Miller announced plans to shoot Fury Road back to back with a live action prequel film entitled Mad Max Furiosa. But during I guess during pre-production, he decided to only shoot Fury Road.
Okay.
Let me dig a little further, fellas.
It's weird how this movie, you know, obviously paired with Fury Road, kind of makes me appreciate the first one more.
One of the suggested questions was, why wasn't Furiosa a breeder? Oh, this is sad. It says in an interview, Charlize revealed that Furiosa was originally supposed to be another one of Immortan Joe's wives, but she is infertile. Oh, that's really fucking sad.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Well,
anyways,
I'm gonna go cry.
but no, so like I don't like the originals. I mean, Road Warrior.
Dude, they fucking
the original, like the first Mad Max, I was like, when the fuck does this get good? And then, you know, then he goes on his revenge tour at the end, and then the credits roll, and you're like, okay, cool.
Those
but it
Mad
does.
Max 2 is pretty cool.
Road Warrior gets is good, and then there's
Yeah.
Thunderdome, which is like, all right.
It's like Peter Pan.
It is yeah, it is funny. Like, you know, like we've been saying, like, you know, leave it up to your interpretation, whatever. That the first Mad Max movie is like, you know, he goes and gets revenge on the people who killed his wife and kid.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, however long of a break there is, like, anyways, the world ended, and now Max is roaming around as the Road Warrior, and there's like almost there's like no explanation really. It's just like, yeah, he's a Road Warrior, and he's looking for gasoline, and okay, see you later. But yeah, it weirdly made me
gasoline.
Gasoline.
Yeah, this I love it. I love that they call it so fucking weird. Yeah. No, that was, man, because obviously we see both those places, other places. Well, we see all three of the places in Fury Road, but to actually see it say the Bullet Farm and like have like yo, like, you know what I'm saying, establish these.
And to
I saw someone online, somebody was asking, like, which one to watch first? Fucking Furiosa, bro. Like, if you get the opportunity to watch Furiosa first, like I said, like it sort of just led right in. And I watched about an hour of Fury Road before, like, there's a million people over here. So, but I did, as soon as I got done, I was like, yo, let me throw it on. I got to throw it on. I got to see. And it literally like led right into that shit. I was like, man, George Miller, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think, man, Chris Hemsworth, y'all.
Really that role is meant for him, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, yes. And man, I think Chris Hemsworth, he's a phenomenal actor, right? Like, he's done a lot of shit. I mean, everybody wants to go to Thor and all that kind of stuff. But he's a good actor, man. You know, what's the movies that's on fucking Netflix?
Extraction.
Yeah, Extraction. Damn, how the fuck Extraction. Good action movie guy, great. I think this one was a little bit more than just some action shit. Like, he really got to like put some gravitas behind his performance. I think from the moment you first see him, when dude comes in there and he's like, "Oh, I want to talk to him. I want to take." What did that dude? He goes to him. He says, "No." He says, "The place where she comes from, Dementis. Like, I want to tell Dementis, personally or whatever." We saw how that shit panned out for homie. Yeah, but from that moment until, you know, at the end, when we finally see the face off between Furiosa, well done, by the way, well done. That shot, the one which you saw in the first teaser, when she looks up, when he's looking up at her and she pulls her shit down and she's like, "Dude, come on, bro, that shit is fire, man." Like, I'm living for that shit. But Chris Hemsworth killed it the entire time. I didn't see a weak spot in anything he did. Yeah, I think he's kind of fucking made to do that. Like, was this what his calling was, to play fucking this weird ass warlord in a Mad Max movie? Because that shit was fucking dope, man. He like killed it.
Yeah,
I think. Go ahead.
No, he's great. I think it's probably his best role that I've seen him in, to be honest. Like, it allows him to have that charm that he has, and you know, his character, you don't really like, you feel like you hear like glimpses of like his motivation about how, like, you know, he had kids or whatever and they were taken from him, and you learn more about him as the movie goes on, and the more you learn about him, the more like crazy he's going, and the smaller his like brigade is, and and so when they have that final like showdown, and you get to hear kind of the similarities between like Furiosa and Dementis, and how like they're like both sides of like the pendulum, you know, of like if Furiosa goes any more like bloodthirsty, she could end up just like him, and that's what he wants. Like that's what he's always wanted for her. So I think that I think that they both, that's, I saw someone post like the screen cap of like of them in that scene where like he's like on his knees and she's like looking down at him or whatever, and they posted like they're having like an acting off, and it's true. Like I haven't seen Chris Hemsworth actually act like in a very long time.
I don't know. Love and Thunder, he acted like he wanted to be there.
But yeah, so I think that he matched, because Anya Taylor-Joy is a phenomenal actress.
Yeah,
like
she's
one of the best of the best, like new generation of actresses. So I think that for him to be able to match her in like her quiet intensity with like this boisterous, like like he was hilarious, but he's also super menacing. At times, like you don't know if you like feel like, you know, you want to feel bad for him, but then he shows you like a million reasons to like not feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Well, and also like he has that badass fucking chariot.
Yeah,
like,
dude. That shit was...
I'm like, I want to be one of his fucking war boys, dude. Like,
yeah,
but
that's the next one. Another prequel is gonna be fucking Dementis, like how he got to be fucking.
I love how he was like always changing his name to like seem more intimidating. Like the more places he went to and like conquered, or like the more people he killed, he was like changing his name. And because like he was just Dementis at first, and then like
the great Dementis.
The great. You'll now when he gets Gastown, he's like the great Dementis or something like that. And
they got him, man. I was kind of upset. When he came into Emote Joe's shit at the Citadel, they kind of punked him in there. And you gonna do this, and this, and we taking that little girl. He was like, all right then, but you got to call me the great Dementis. And he just bounced. I was like, damn, bro, that's how you gonna do it. He probably knew I don't want to pick a fight in here. My ass to get fucking handed to me.
Yeah, it is crazy how I guess I didn't pay attention too much, but like he is such a like false king. Bro. Like he is so much like self-absorbed. He's like when everybody else is like, shut the hell up. Like
I didn't understand real quick, why did he wear that clear sort of fucking rain jacket thing he had on at the beginning? Remember?
Yeah.
What did that even mean? I didn't understand. It was dope.
Probably sees himself as like a.
It was like kind of like makes him look like messianic in a way.
Yeah.
It makes him look like a holy thing. And like when it gets like dude, that scene, oh my fucking god, when that guy shoots the flare into the ground, and then it like makes the screen red, and then like, you know, it starts clearing around his face, and he's just like, you know, like smiling, and then his hair and his beard for like the rest of the movie up until like the end is like all like red, and his cape is like red now, and I'm like, damn,
he looks like the dad from How to Train Your Dragon.
He does.
Yo, it's crazy. And they kept it. They kept this out of any, because he grayed as the movie went on. Remember when the time flew?
Yeah.
And then towards the end, he's like almost all of this shit.
He's like an old dude. Yeah.
I was like, yo, they hit that good in the trailers. I'm sure they weren't going to show that anyway because they didn't want you to know. I mean, obviously, you should know that there's if Furiosa is starting as a young girl, by the time there's some time that passes. Yo, what was up with the her little satchel thing or whatever that was in those bushes that as the time went on, it just sat there and like, you know what I'm talking about? What was that thing?
Her wig?
Oh, yes. It was her wig.
Yo, was that? I don't remember. Was that in Fury Road? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
They
it was
showed it like it, you know what I'm saying? Like it had very meat. It
Yeah.
dropped on that branch and they showed the branch. I guess maybe that was just to show time passing or whatever.
yeah.
I think
Well,
it's
it was
just kind
also
of
like-
like a I think it's like a tease to like the end of the movie, you know?
Mhm. Oh,
well, and
yeah.
also just yeah,
Spoilers.
like I don't know. I think it's supposed to be like a way that because it was her hair, you know, she just cut it off.
Mhm.
I think it's a way to show that like there's a part of her that's always going to be part of that place, and
Yeah.
it's going to be impossible to get back
Mhm.
unless you know she scales the side of it or whatever
Yeah.
to get the wig back. So I think that was just supposed to be a way to say like you know
Like she's the green place, you know?
well she's the green place, and also she's never going to be like it's never going to be the same as it was before she was captured. You know, it's just yeah, I thought that was really cool, and also obviously just a way to show time
Actually, it's
passing.
because she probably had seeds in her hair.
Actually, it's the symbolism.
It's the symbolism of a
Yo, what y'all
symbol.
think about that final shot with the
I was just gonna say that was fucking
crazy? I was like,
Dude, that gave me like
demented.
yeah. Ooh, nice. It gave me like Annihilation, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
vibes, and
yeah,
I don't want to spoil it because you know, it's a very poignant moment, you
Yeah,
know, about how
yeah.
like she doesn't succumb to like her anger.
Mhm. Yeah.
Rather she like does something very beautiful with it.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, that was disgusting.
That was
Yeah.
nasty.
I was like,
Yeah.
ugh. Dude, it was about as gross as like there was another oh my god, dude. I was like almost puking
No,
when it showed her like in that little cave with that old lady and all the
Oh, put the
maggots
Oh
and
maggots on her
shit.
hand,
yeah, that
I
on her
was
was
like,
snub.
yeah.
Yeah, that's how they. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "That's how they get rid of infection and shit." But like at the same time, I was like, "She just woke up here in a panic," and this old lady's like, "Just stay. No,
Don't
who's
move.
staying? Who's staying
Yeah.
there? You wait. Anybody in the work
Well,
wakes up and
fucking
they're not
little
staying in
like
there."
severed arms wiggling in your face like they're fucking like
And there was like a
icicles,
bunch of
dude.
war boys' bodies around, just dead with
That shit was so gross. I was like, whew, I was like gagging, dude. That shit was so nasty. It was
Yeah.
looked so real.
Yeah, it was like it. Well, it probably was. They probably had some angles on like some.
They probably cut someone's arm off and fucking let it fester for about 2 weeks.
Whoa,
And
cool.
yeah.
But I think hopefully, if George has more story to tell, I hope that he gets the opportunity to tell it because
Let me call him.
yeah. I am
You didn't actually call anybody. Your phone didn't go black.
Hey, what's up?
I hope that he gets the opportunity to because I ain't gonna say I want to live in that world. No, you know, I'm cool where I'm living at now.
Yeah.
But I would like to visit every now and again. So George, make some more fucking movies, bro.
Yeah.
If they allow you to, if you have more story to tell, where you feel as though it makes sense to sort of expand what you've already put out there. I can't ask for a better companion piece to Mad Max Fury Road.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Anya is so
Well,
dope,
Axel,
dude.
go fucking ask him to come on our show then, please.
Let's go to the beach.
Yo,
Anyway.
does he for real? Oh yeah, I forgot Australian shit.
He's down under.
Dude, only an Australian person could come up with Fury Road. Did you know that like the Mad Max universe, but did you know that like the accents were so hard to understand in the Mad Max universe that they like had to use like voiceovers or something in the beginning because like they couldn't
the Australian,
them.
yeah. It's pretty. It's the accents were pretty strong.
It's a little bit how you going.
Yeah. Did Meg freeze?
Oh no, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She's
oh no, my screen is frozen.
She's looking
smag right now.
She's doing a fit. Oh no! She's doing a ventriloquism.
Nah, man, it's dope. I think, man, what hopefully by the time the box office run is done, that you know it's seeing better days. I hope so. But what a fucking As a matter of fact, it's kind of hard to. Oh, she come back. She said, "Crap."
Did her?
Maybe it did. I don't know.
I wonder if she lost power or something. Remember,
I
she
don't
said
know.
she
She
was.
did say it was storming over there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
Yeah,
hope we get like a. I mean, I guess it takes longer to make a game. Oh no!
You know, I'm gonna have to go back and because remember I was saying I played the game, the original.
I was
The
watching one
game
of your
came out.
streams and you said you didn't finish it or
Yeah,
whatever.
I didn't
You
finish it.
should.
Yeah.
It's real. I just replayed it. It's really well done.
Yeah. I need to get back on that, man.
Got the steel.
No,
book right
it
here.
was fun. It was actually one of the damn, dude. What's that? Oh, that's the
Steelbook.
Pretty
neat.
I was impressed. The reason I didn't finish the game because he said the game was really yeah. That's probably when you heard me talking about it on the show was when he was talking about the game. No, I think I was impressed by how it just wasn't one of those packaged things you see thrown out there when a movie comes out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was scared of. And I remember I watched a couple trailers, I was like, I pre-ordered it when it came out the day it released. I went and got it, and I was thoroughly. I just didn't finish it, man. Just a lot going on and shit.
No. I think you mentioned like a Call of Duty game had come out or something.
Probably. Matter of fact, I think there was a several games that came out at that time. Oh man.
Yeah, I just saw her messages.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the game, like, you know, obviously you get into the combat and like he gets very like grappler, like wrestler stuff going on. Dude, he does a German suplex for one of the and I think I've said it before. If you throw that in a game or like in a movie or whatever, you got me. Like that is one of the coolest moves you could like to do. But yeah, no, anyways, if you get time, you should finish the game. It's a bit of a grind, but you know, it's really well done. And you get to, like I said, there's characters you know, that you'll recognize. The guy, that's another thing. The guy at the end who gave Furiosa the car, or like, you know, or not the end, but like you know, he was like, she was like, I need a car, and he gave her that like old beat up thing without like a tire or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So that was I was wondering if that was
you good?
Hey.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was the character from the game. So his name is Chum Bucket, and he's like the mechanic.
Yeah.
And at the end, apparently he is credited as Chum Bucket. So it's like,
oh shit. So that might be.
There's a lot of those tie-ins, but anyways, yeah, in the game you get to go to like Gastown. There's a couple other like locations that you get to visit, and you know, whatever. So it's cool to see how they again take liberties. Like, you know, was this how George Miller envisioned Gastown, or was it in Furiosa how he envisioned it? Whatever. But yeah. Anyways, welcome back, Meg.
Thanks.
Sorry, Smeg.
Yeah.
I drive the. What did I say? I drive my car's name's the Hepatitis.
Yeah, that's gross.
Disgusting. Oh man. Yeah. So highly recommend it if you haven't seen Furiosa. I suggest that you do so. Especially if you liked Mad Max Fury Road, you have no excuse for not going to see this fucking movie.
Anthony.
And was it? Oh my bad. Go see it now. But I'm
well, not right now because we're streaming.
Yeah, go see it after the stream.
Go see it after, please.
I'm willing to. You know what? This is, even though the second one is called Mad Max Fury Road, I would venture to say this is a Furiosa. So far, these two movies, they've been about Furiosa.
Yeah,
like that's.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is her. So if he comes out with another one, I mean, obviously, he wouldn't be able to. You have to, because neither one of them died at the end of Fury Road. So like, you know what I'm saying? You have no excuse if you're gonna continue it after that one. Maybe they don't fight each other on set or anything like that. But no, great film. And Anya killed it, man, bro. When she cuts it off for the first time and did she come on, man? I was like, bro, let's fucking go. She's killing it right now. So
also the way that she like or initially started to like lose her arm,
Oh,
I was
I guess
not
that tire was like,
expecting
I was
that
like,
was
oh,
that
and
was
I thought
gnarly.
that's when it was gonna go because it has to go at some point.
Yeah,
That's why, like, yo, when they started drawing that little the map on there, I was like, oh.
Mhm. And
I
I
thought
was
it was
like,
gonna. I thought it was
I was
gonna
like, I
be a
don't
way of
remember
like
that in Fury Road. I was like, she doesn't
This
have a
'cause
tattoo, and I was like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
correct.
yeah.
that's the arm that gets fucking.
I thought it was gonna be a thing of like, they figure out because like Rictus started looking at the map or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be them figuring out like where she came from and all
You
that
think a
stuff.
guy like Rictus is going to be able to
No, I
figure
thought it
out
was
where
gonna be
that
like
is?
Dementis or something was gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But I thought he was gonna be starting to figure it out, and she was just gonna like chop it
Yeah,
off.
cut her. Yeah, so they can't find it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he was. Oh, Rictus. Is that's the one of the sons, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
Rictus,
one that came and
Rictus,
got her.
Rictus erectus.
and Scrotus.
Yeah.
I do want to see, like, I want to look up to see if there's any interviews of George Miller talking about how he named some of these
Name some of the
characters,
characters.
Mhm.
because it's such a teenage boy type thing, like
Well,
the
that probably
Schmegel boys and the
plays
fucking
into it of just like, if when society falls, so does like
maturity.
maturity, I guess,
To a
because
certain extent, yeah.
again in the game there's a boss fight with a guy named Rim Jobby. So it's like, not much
It's funny
creativity.
how all the bad guys have like those stupid names,
Yeah.
but then there's like Furiosa and
Which is
Mad
dope.
Max and it's just like, and like even the wives have
Well,
cool
Max's
names like
last name is
Valkyrie
fucking
and
weird.
stuff. Yeah,
Rakatanki, or what is it?
Raka Tanksy.
Something.
but it's
Yeah,
just funny how like
Rockefeller.
they have these names and it's like, who comes up with this shit?
Yeah, George Miller.
George Miller
Yeah.
on a lot of
And they're
drugs.
throwing like piss
You see him
jars
on-
and stuff.
You see him
Yeah,
on
the piss boy.
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, did you see George Miller at Hemsworth's Walk of Fame thing where he was
Mm-mm.
like, Chris Hemsworth just got his star like 2 days
Oh
ago.
yeah, how are you saying
And-
how he
and
would do like any
When
movie
George
with
Miller
Chris
came to
Hemsworth?
sort of give a speech at it, Chris or Hemsworth's dad was up to be in the original Mad Max movie, but he couldn't. He said he was interviewing biker gangs for the movie. Like he calls him out. He's sitting right there, and he says, I had your dad up. He was going to be in Mad Max, but unfortunately he couldn't. But full circle type shit with Chris ended up being in there. But
I
Chris
didn't know my
Hemsworth-
dad was in a biker gang.
Parents are teachers, man. Them motherfuckers are like famous down there and shit in Australia, man. I mean, shit, you got two sons that were one of them out there looking like.
Yeah, you got Chris and Liam and the third one.
No, I'm talking about Liam with that as girl.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the third Hemsworth brother that nobody knows.
And so, good luck,
Yeah, there's
Liam.
Chris and the other guys.
Good luck trying to live up to that, homie. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna be that's the Witcher, that show's gonna like fall off of Netflix like when the third season comes out.
Mhm.
Just from that picture alone, I was like, damn, y'all really don't like
More like the Switcher because they switched the actor.
Hey.
Got him.
the Switcher. But yeah, man. Y'all got any more thoughts on Furiosa besides it being fucking fire? Go
If
see
you
that shit,
haven't-
y'all.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about box office.
Yeah, stop
Unless you
caring
want-
about how much movies make because you're not making movie money from it. So.
Yeah. Don't worry
Yeah,
about box
yeah.
office unless you want to open a box fist. So we've been
Nice.
Unless you want to open one of these.
from the makers of Can of Whoop Ass.
Yeah, come box.
Box of Fist. Anyway, so we've been world's.
Yes.
Hmm?
Pretty cool.
What?
Cool stuff.
Yo, go see Furiosa. It's dope. We don't have to tell y'all to go watch X-Men because everybody in existence has seen that already. So
True.
Furiosa. They've taken Furiosa.
Witness.
Hey, come on. Hey, whoever is that shit is dope. I love the witness shit, man. That shit is fire, man. And dude,
spray paint their mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, that shit went hard. The first time we seen old dude do it in this one, when Hemsworth rolls up like we about to take the Citadel, motherfuckers. He's like, "Hey yo, hey homie, show him what you got." He was like, "Shh."
Yeah.
Grabbed them 2 fucking spears. I was like, as soon as I saw those, I was like, it's going down. Because you saw,
and the guy that plays with his nipples was like, yeah, we've got dozens of them.
Oh, he did it. Man, hey, homie was on him for the whole time. I was like, is he ever going to stop doing that? No.
Dude, it creeps me out so fucking bad. Like, what was the conversation like when they're creating that character and like casting the actor? And they're like, all right, you're perfect for the role. Let's see the nipples.
Yeah, but we're gonna cut a hole in your
just
suit.
the left one.
Yeah.
Are you okay with just twisting this shit?
If your nipple for like a full conversation with somebody, you're just gonna be twisting on that bit. Yeah. Girl, he was.
It's so creepy,
well,
man.
And then you look at Fury Road, and he runs over one of the what are they called, the many mothers or whatever from
Oh yeah.
One of them over.
I'm pretty sure it's Valkyrie.
Yeah, he runs one of them over, and he like has this look on his face, like he like it just.
So question the
answer.
The one woman that stayed back, she played in the Fast and the Furious series. She played Dom's girlfriend for a time.
Yeah,
is that the old woman from Fury Road that remember the old woman with the sniper rifle that was dope with it? At first, I would have thought it was Furiosa's mom, but she ain't there no more. But remember the old woman in Fury Road that was good with the sniper? Remember the woman she left back with the mole right here, and she was like, "You stay, make sure that the green place stays safe or whatever." And she bounces. Is that the same?
Maybe
it might be. That would make some sense.
I think she'd be a little old or a little. I think the one in Fury Road would have been a little old
by that time.
By that time, maybe. Or maybe not, actually. Maybe not. That actually could work out, yeah.
Because she was still hot and fucking Furiosa, though. She still looked good. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You're like,
and then
20 minutes. Did she age 70 years in between both movies while everybody else just aged like 20 and shit?
And then 20 minutes later, she's got
that other character.
She's the other character with her face all messed up and everything.
Yeah.
Chris was like, "Hey, George, put my wife in this."
Oh yeah.
Can you put my wife in this?
Give her 2 rolls.
Fucking kick our ass.
Yeah. What Australian people like? Hey, y'all chill with the accents.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I've never been able to respect.
Yeah, nothing but respect.
Fuck off.
Furiosa. All right, it's the game.
Furiosa.
So yeah, those are our thoughts. Hope you like them. Hope you go see Furiosa. If you want to see Furiosa, go see that shit, man. Don't be listening to nobody's. But you know what? Matter of fact, I hadn't seen anybody say it's not good. It's just nobody's going to see that shit. That's the weirdest thing. Normally, you'd attribute that shit to be like, yo, people just aren't going to see it. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Jordan.
These accents are atrocious. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate your honesty.
Yes, thank you. But I will work on them. I will send you voice clips. I will work.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Oh wait,
Furiosa.
Furiosa.
Thanks, Droga. I don't think we asked though. So.
Furiosa. Peace out, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Oh man. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. We love you guys. This has been a World's Finest review. Hope you loved X-Men 97 as well as Furiosa as much as we did, because them shits are fire.
I don't have that.
Oh man, I hate Wolverine's bangs in that shit.
Is he bang?
Huh? He wishes it was Jean, but we all know. Bro, I saw. Did y'all see that thing where the dude was like? It was like they had the toys like you have make the X-Men 97 figures, and they have Cyclops, and it was because his hands like this, because he does this. They're like, "Hey, Wolverine, smell this." And
it's really funny. Like, first of all, they're not toys; they're action figures, and they're collectibles. They're collectibles.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Several. Yeah.
So
And if anytime anybody comes in here, oh, your toys are cool. Say that again now. Oh, my bad, bro.
My bad, to walk.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See you guys next time. This has been a World's Finest Review. You guys have a great one. Wait. Oh, my bad. I'm looking for the. Wait, what is it?
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.